Howdy troops, welcome to part 3, and in this part I'm going to be showing you how to use these car keys to actually physically unlock cars. It's very simple to do, and what we're going to be doing is first we're going to just close this. So to close all, you can do Control, Shift and slash, and what it do is it will compile all of them back into small little groups so it's easier to find the small things. So in our case, what we're going to go to is we're going to make a new function, and the function we're going to be doing is the public void on entity attack. Remember guys, these are all done just by my own voice, not voice as in my own names. You can have this name wherever you want. You can have attack, blah 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 blah. You can have it absolutely anything, but it's easier for me to say if I just have on entity attack. And what we're going to use is on entity damage by entity event. What that means is when I attack another entity, what happens then? So what we're going to do is we're going to be left clicking, because that's an attack. When you left click a horse, it's going to unlock it or unlock it depending if you have a key in it. So we're going to do that, and it's an event. Because it's an event, there's something we're missing. I don't know if you remember, it's the event handler at the top. Oops. Together. So what we're going to first do is check that we have the certain item in our hands. So we're going to event. Can we get the item? So get item in hand. So we're going to get who did it. So we're going to get damager. That's the person who's damaging the other person. Entity is the person who was damaged. So we're going to do first actually get the entity. We need to make sure we're working with our horse on. So get the entity. Ooh, we need to get the entity type. That's even better. Get entity type is equal to entity type horse. It's an if statement. We're going to check if this is true. If this is true that we're working with a horse right now, we need to convert this back into our list to find out which entity from the array we're currently using. So what we're going to do, we're going to first convert this again back into a horse. So horse, this horse is equal to event get entity. Okay, that's the horse we're working with, and we need to also hire conversion mode to a horse. So now we can access this horse. Now we need to go through the array again. So we need to do if this array is equal to nothing, else if this is empty, do nothing else, do all the lovely stuff we need to do. Make sure you guys do this as many times as you can, because if you don't, it does sometimes cause a lot of errors, even though errors that sometimes can be stupid, but it does sometimes cause these errors, and it can be annoying at times. So what we're going to do now is we need to check if the horse that we're using is the horse that we're referring to. So we need to do the for loop. So for, and this time we can use x. We'll do x is equal to 0, where x is less than horse size, x plus. Okay. And now we're going to check horse position 0. So we're going to get position 0, which is get x, because we get every part of the array. Get the horse, do an if statement, if this horse equal to my horse, so we can this horse there we go, equal to this horse, then we're referring to the right horse. Now we can do all the code that we need to do that's just going to refer to this physical horse. So first we need to do is to check what the player has in his hand. So first we need to make sure that this is a player, because of get, we're not the only entity that can attack horses. So to do this, we need to do an instance of, so we need to do if event get damager, so the entity is doing this, is an instance of That means this damager has all the attributes of this attribute. This can work for consoles when you're doing command for the console. So if it is like a command console sender, then we know that it's the console, not an actual player. And then you can do console only commands, and if the player does it, you can say that no, you have to be console to do this, vice versa. In this case, it's player. So if you are a player, then you can do this command. So that what you do is, if a player attacks this horse, only players, then you can do certain commands for it. So in our case, we're going to do get turn this now into an actual player. So the player P, see, not PP, P is equal to the conversion of the player from the entity. So we'll make sure it's the player now, and it's event get entity. So now we can access this player as P. So send the messages, just do all the normal player stuff, all from this code. So now what we want to do is we want to check the item that is being used to attack the player. So on P, can we get the attack weapon? Let's see if we can. No, not this way. So what we can do is we can just do P, because it has to be what he's currently using anyway. P, get inventory, or just straight get item in hand. You can do get inventory and then get current selected item, or what we can just use is just get item in hand. So that's the current one we're using. Get the name, display name. So item stack first, because that's what display name is inside. Get the display name. Check that it's equal to whatever name we have. So in our case, our one is chord. Remember where we use our rod. Yeah. Okay. Our rod is the baby pig spawner, but we won't use it because using a car key. It's just a car key. Close that now. If what we're using is a car key, the statement, then I want to just toggle the card to be unlocked. So what we need to do, we've got the horse that we're using. This is the same horse that we're currently using. Get this horse, and I want to now set it to be unlocked. So to do this, we go back to the custom horse, make a new variable, but this time it's a setter, not a getter. So we're going to avoid. We're not receiving anything. What we want to do, we can call it change unlock. It's change lock state. Okay, and we want to pass through a boolean. There's many other ways you can actually. There's probably a better way, because you don't want to keep doing. You want to get it if it's locked, unlock it if you want to get it unlocked. So what an easy way to do, we can just have it like a flip switch. So instead of pass through anything, we'll just have it as a function, and what it do is unlocked will be equal to whatever it's locked. So that means if it's locked, it will be equal to be unlocked. If it's unlocked, it will be equal to be locked, because don't forget, true and false is the same as 1 and 0. So if it's this, it's that. If it's that, it's that. And exactly the same in every way. So that will just keep switching it around and around and around and around and around. So now if we go back to King trait, and we're going to do change lock state. That means if it's locked, it will be unlocked. If it's locked, it's unlocked. And then finish that command. Save them all. Okay, and now that's now changed, all we have to do now is to make sure that the player knows if it's unlocked or locked. So we need to now get it again, but this time we're going to be getting its new state. So get lock state, which is a boolean true or false, and we can now send it to the player. So we P send message this car is now space plus whatever variable this is, and then close it. So this car is now locked, but this car is now unlocked. Things like that. But in our case, it will be true or it will be false, because that's all it will say, because that's how it works. So there's many different ways you can do it. So the first way we can do it is have it as an if statement. If this is true, then it's gonna give me this. Else, if it's false, give me that. So we can just have, instead of that, we can have if the car is true, which means it should be locked. So yeah, this is locked. This car is now locked. And we can have the same thing on the other side. This car is now, that means if it's now false, that means the car is not locked at all. Get rid of those brackets, don't need them. Okay, so there we go. One also thing we need to do is, remember, we need to keep breaking this, because this is just going to keep going for many other people that we don't actually need. So we need to first check if this is the right thing. If it is, return. Then do all the other code that we have. So if it's a player, return again. If the item that we have in our hand is a car key, then just return, and that's it. Because we don't, you can do it for here, but it's not much point, because it will do this, and then hit this anyway. So we can just put it free here, and it's looking like that is it. Let me just double look. Yeah, that should be it. So one thing now we can do is to spawn cars. One thing we could do is to always spawn the cars locked. So what we're going to do is we're going to player interact. We'll go to boot, pick the spawner, and we're going to say the car is locked as it is true. And we'll always have it as true. And what we're also going to do is not let the player, make sure that the player doesn't instant spawn in it, which we have as well. So everything should now work perfectly. We've got an error at the top because we removed something. And we just need to export it. Next. Finish. Reload. Okay. Now we're back on the server. I'm going to full screen it so you guys can see this in a better light. I'm going to chuck away these keys because we don't need them. Ice is cut. We're going to spawn a horse. Let me just turn up the rain toggle down for. Oh no, I really don't like the rain. Going rain. There we go. We got some horse who's now very fast, as you can see. We start on the horse because he's locked. Okay guys, we've actually received an error on the server, and I've just figured out why. It's just this little typo, and I'll explain to you where it is and how I came across fixing it. So when I exported the server and I spawned a pig and I used the key, I have just produced an X so I could see where my error was, but then I would get this long error, and I was thinking to myself, why is this happening? And I realized that it is due to me remembering that if it doesn't have the right attributes, it will tell me that this is wrong and stop it from happening. So what's actually happened is, if we look at the code here, you can see that we check that it's a horse, that the player is a player, but then we pass through the horse, which is a simple typo and it could catch you out. So just be careful and make sure you read your codes carefully than I did, because I didn't actually notice this. So now if you export it, let's just double check. So what happens is, it will go through the array, it will check that the player, the person who hit is a human. If that is a human, passing as a player P, he would send a message P. That's just for test, we don't need this anymore. It will check the item in his hand is a car key. If it is a car key, it's going to change the lock state on the car. It's going to unlock the car, or say it's unlock it, and it's going to return. One also thing we want to do is we do not want to damage the horse. So what we're going to also do is, because don't forget this does a damage event, so what we're going to do is we're going to do an event and set it as cancelled. What this means that the damage that was done from this event will no longer happen. So that we can now export this, save it, reload the server, and let me just put the server back up here so you can see it too. And we can throw away these keys because we don't need them. Spawn in a new horse. And he's unlocked. He's locked. Unlocked. He's locked. And just as simple as that. But he's really annoyed with me. Oh god. Where did you come from, little man? Time set day. So you can see it's working. But one thing that it's not doing is it's saying that yes, the horse is unlocked. But if it's locked, see it's locked now and now unlocked. So if it's apparently unlocked, it's now letting me on the horse. Which that means is that it's spawning one way around. So what this means is we go back to the code. This state is unlocked. This state is locked. So you can either just say yes, this is unlocked, or the other way around. But in our situation, it's probably a lot easier just to switch this around because it's the same thing. At least you know if it's in a true state means that the key is used. If it's not, it's this one. Okay. So if we export this again, just to show you guys as well. Locked, unlocked. And if we can not kill him but unlock him, we can't get on the horse anymore, which is perfect, which means that it literally is a locked car. Now what we got to do is stop him from getting damaged. As you saw when we set the event cancel from here, it's still still did damage. The reason why is because this loop could have happened more than once already, and because it's doing this, it's getting damaged before this. So what you got to do is, if it's a horse, don't damage him. It's as simple as that, really. Just a change of position, and it's not false, it's true, so that the event did not happen. So we can do that. Reload. Go to the top, throw all these keys, we don't need them. Spawn my horse. Whoops. Yeah, I was not supposed to give you a name tag. Okay, get out of here, you. Get out of here. I don't want to change your name. Go. Okay. Left click. Locked. Unlocked. So we can sit on him because he's unlocked right now. We can get off. We can lock him. Try to get on. And it doesn't do it. And as you can see, we cannot damage him because we've checked to see if we do any damage to the horse, it gets cancelled. So you can see it's locked, and again unlocked. So it's really cool to do because a lot of people want to use this. Like there's some APIs you can get now that can change things, a lot of things. So you can have a horse, but it looks like a minecart, so it looks like a car. Loads of things that you can physically do. The last thing we want to do is to check to make sure that you're using the right key. Because one thing that you can do, and I'll demonstrate it to you right as we speak. I'm going to spawn another car, and we have two car keys. I'm going to get rid of one. But as you can see, I can unlock this one. I can also unlock this one. So what that means is this, he's locked. He's locked. Yes, you both can't get him, but if someone else has a key too, they can just unlock your car and then get on him, which you don't really want to happen. So what you got to do is, if you remember, when we made the actual cars, they are given a name tag as well. As you can see here, the car key. So what we can actually now do is we can check if the car key is for this current horse. So to do this, we'll just get the position again. So if it is a car key, we can get its position, get the horse key, check if it's equal to the same object I have in my hand. So p dot get item in hand to make sure they're the same item. If they are the same item, then you can carry on what you're doing. And if it's not, else. But it is a car key. 1 second. There we go. But it is a car key. That's what I wanted to do. We wanted to send a message to the player. You do not have the key to this car. Okay. Because it's the wrong key. And one other thing we're going to do is we're going to take this off, because there's going to be situations you might need to trash your car, you want to kill it. So we should just have it in a situation that is a car key only, like so. Export it, next, yep, and reload the server. Spawn in our car. We can now lock and unlock it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, we locked him, unlock him, get on the horse, I'm going to leave him here, and unlock him. I'm going to now get rid of my, put my car key up here for now, spawn another one. I should have just got rid of the key, to be honest. So what we do is I'm gonna, let's just get him out of here. Get him out of here, get out of here. Okay, we're gonna spawn one, we're gonna unlock him. Oh god, I keep doing this. Sorry about this, guys. Spawn one, unlock him, get on him, move him out here, throw away his key. So remember, it's this guy here. Spawn another one, unlock. Ugh, get out of here. Spawn another one, unlock him, and now see if we can unlock the other one. As you can see, you don't have the keys to this car. It's like this for every one of them, because we don't have the key to him. We have the key to two of them, as you just saw. Because with both the keys I have in my hand. See, he is just a horse. Because he has no saddle or any of that stuff. That's how you know, some of them are just horses. Okay? Just horses. But you don't have the keys to these cars. And it's literally that easy to make custom vehicles in Minecraft, guys. If this video helped you, please let me know by smacking that like button in the eye. It helps me out so much, trips. And I hope you guys are enjoying these tutorials. If this is probably going to be the last one for a little while I'm getting ready to go back to university, and while I'm going to do loads more gaming, so I'll probably do some more gaming today. And guys, if you do want to see more tutorials, please let me know, because I will do a tutorial on pretty much anything. Just let me know in the comment section, and I'll do what I can. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I do appreciate all you trips who are behind me supporting the channel. You trips so far have been awesome. The support I've got has been ridiculous so far. I just hope it keeps going. So trips, I'd love to see you in the next one. Don't forget to comment below. I do message you guys almost instantly, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Sorry, troops. There's one thing that I didn't mention. There's actually an error in the console, because what happens when it goes through the loop, it does pick up an error. To actually fix this error very quickly, all you have to do is you need to add one more return statement, and I'm going to show you what happens if you return in two places. If I put return here and I put return here, it will give me this error here saying dead code. The reason why it's a dead code is because the for loop is pretty much inconclusive. It doesn't work. Reasons why is because it will do the for loop, it will do the loop once and then return. So there's pointless even having a for loop. So that's why you just have to return, get rid of this one and keep this one. What this one will allow it to do is, if this doesn't work, it will return here. And if the whole thing is unused, return 2. Because if it's a horse but you don't need it, it should return. And also if it's just an enemy attack as well, just return it, because it could be, you could be hitting something that's not a horse and then it's never going to return, and you don't want that to happen. So troops, see you in the next one.